Hi, good evening again to the ladies, to the gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls. Good evening from London, England, or is it good morning, or is it good afternoon? Wherever you're watching around the world, from Cote d'Ivoire, from, I don't know, from Cameroon, or from, from San Marino. You could be watching from, you could be watching from Mexico. You could be watching from Peru. You could be watching from Israel. You could be watching from Saudi Arabia. Or you could be watching from Thailand, watching from China, wherever you're watching from, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, Ecuador, or watching from Finland, or you can be watching from Colombia. Wherever you're watching from, you're all football fans around the world. Love and bless. Doesn't matter what gender you are, etc., etc., etc. I say this from London, England. Merry Xmas in advance. So, I haven't got any context to talk about, but I have got an individual footballer, ex-Manchester City and Aston Villa, Fiorentina defender, Micah Richards. And he has decided to criticise Aftv. And for me, I don't know why he said what he said. But I've read here that he's saying that someone making a fortune of a club's failure, which is completely nonsense. I think it's complete nonsense. Where we go. Right, I'm going to read some of the context here. Oh, come off it. Right, I'm going to strobe back up. There you go. Micah Richards has claimed that Aftv could be having a negative effect on Arsenal players' confidence as they fail to defeat against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup. There is it's nothing to do with Aftv. Aftv has been created for myself and many Arsenal fans to stand on the platform to have our say on the negative situation with our football club. And it's been created, the platform has been created for myself and millions of Arsenal fans to have a voice. And we as fans, the creator of football clubs, just like your two clubs that you played for, Villa and Man City and Fiorentina, every club around the world are allowed to have a platform for fans to have their voice heard. And without fans, and I mean without football fans, there will be no playing for Fiorentina. There'll be no playing for Aston Villa. There'll be no playing for Man City. Simple fact, Mr. Richards. You cannot criticize Aftv for Arsenal having a negative effect. What's that got to do with the Arsenal players' poor form? What's that got to do with Arsenal's poor form on the pitch? What's that got to do with Arsenal's poor league positioning in the table? Sweet FA. That's what it's got to do with the whole situation. I don't believe you've actually come out and criticised Aftv. Now, I remember you as a footballer like it was yesterday. Some will say you're just making up for lost time, or you never fulfilled your true potential as a world-class defender. Now, you liked your flash cars, you liked your women, and there were times you were in the newspapers for the wrong reasons. So you need to be careful of what you say, Mr. Micah Richards. I'm disappointed by your comments claiming that Aftv is the cause for the negative effect. No. What about Mikel Arteta picking players who are off form and have failed under the last three management? Continuously failed. What about highlighting those players who continuously fell in their performances? How about highlighting the situation at the top of our football club? Huh? How you're a pundit, yeah? You're meant to be looking upon those things. That is your job as a pundit, right? I just don't get what AFTV's got to do with the situation. In fact, what about the other fan channels? It seems to be AFTV that comes to mind. Imagine any other channel. But yet you want to come to AFTV and criticise them. Let me read on here. The Gunners have come in for criticism from all places in the past few weeks, and Tuesday's night's quarter-final loss was their fifth in the past 8 games in all competition. In their poor run of form, they've also failed to win any of their previous 7 Premier League games and have fallen to 15th in the league table after 14 games. Mikel Arteta's ability as manager has been heavily questioned, and so have their players. And Richards, talking on Sky Sports ahead of the game against his former side, said that the role of AFTV play on social media is hammering the players' confidence. No, what's hammering the players' confidence, yeah, is being selected and they continue to fail in their jobs, not perform. Now, if I continue to not perform and I refuse to do the work that I've been given, I'll come under pressure immediately. And before you know it, I'll be facing the sack. I'll be losing my job. What you said about AFTV playing a role in what? Questioning the players' attitude, mentality, performances. We're in our rights to question their performances. We're within our rights to question players who are not good enough to play for our football club and represent it at the highest level. We're within our rights. You can't criticize us for having a voice. We're entitled to have a voice. We're not going to keep quiet about it. It's fans that created Arsenal Football Club. It's fans that created Man City Football Club, Fiorentina Football Club, Aston Villa Football Club. World global fan clubs were created by the fans. Think back to when they were established. I think you need to do a little research there, Micah Richards. Before you open your mouth. I will just play the kids, he says. The kids are better than some of the senior players, Richards began. People talk about Granit Xhaka and I feel sorry for him because I think he's a bit of a scapegoat. Just play the kids. No, I don't feel sorry for Xhaka. He doesn't help himself, and neither does some of these failed players. They don't help themselves. You know, it's all good coming out, yeah, stating, yeah, that we should get behind our players, get behind the team. But if they're not going to help themselves, then What do you expect? More goals gets leaked in, more poor performances in the midfield. Your strikers will not score because they're not working hard enough off the ball as well as on the ball. They're not performing on the ball and they're not working, and they're obviously not performing to work harder without the ball. So therefore, more performances will deteriorate. And the more cracks, there's no way you can criticise us for saying what we have, for saying what we see. Without fans, I'm sure and I hope the board will appreciate us. The chairmen should appreciate the fans, because without fans, there's no football. Right, they are playing with more freedom, with more confidence. That's him referring to the kids. You know, Aftv, I'm a massive fan of it. You got a funny way of showing it. You're a massive fan of it, but you want to criticise the platform, the social media channel. Do me a favour. I love it, but for the players, the amount of pressure, you could be scrolling through and your name pops up and someone's being horrible and it can affect your confidence. Well, because inconsistent individual. Well, there's a number of players that shouldn't even be playing for the club. They shouldn't even be at the club due to their inconsistency, week in and week out. I've had more than enough of it. They are despicable to themselves. Bellerin, he has the audacity to criticise Aftv. But this is a guy who has committed 4 to 5 foul throws. How embarrassing. Yeah? How many years has he got away with making mistakes? Starting 90 minutes from start to finish. Willian, again, big wages, playing 90 minutes. And what does he do? Diddly squats. Aubameyang of recently, apart from getting the goal against Southampton, which is of recent, he's been doing diddly squats. Lacazette should be sold amongst a number of players. He's been doing diddly squats despite him scoring on Tuesday. I don't have any confidence in this team. And we are right to talk about the situation within our club because it's not looking good. Christmas Day, we're going to be 15th. Come Boxing Day, we could be 16th or 17th. We are concerned. This is not the last 7-8 weeks. This is the last 15 years. The last 15 years, Micah Richards. We've suffered this, but not as bad as this. This is the worst out of the last 15 years. Just bear that in mind. You know, Aftv, oh, sorry, I've read that. These players now look at social media. Players work hard, trying to be better every day, but there's negativity. And there's what he said in his Twitter account. I'm going to read some of it again. You might have heard me read before. I am a massive fan of it. I love it, but for the players, the amount of pressure. Micah Richards and Jamie Redknapp speaking about the effects social media can have on the players. I don't get that. I don't get why now Jamie Redknapp has had a say on what's being said on social media. The player, like I said, the players don't help themselves. You know. Where is you, Mr. Redknapp? Jamie Redknapp, I've met you. You're a nice person, and I've got respect for you. Well, what about Granit Xhaka, Luiz, Pepe, and Alexander Lacazette breaking COVID-19 rules, breaching COVID-19 rules? What was you saying then? And Micah Richards, do you remember the story, yeah, when Nicola Pepe, David Luiz, Granit Xhaka, and Alexander Lacazette were found to be breaking COVID-19 rules? Do you remember that? No? But you're so quick to criticise the TV channel for negativity. Is it negativity or Arsenal fans telling the truth? They're not just telling the truth, we're speaking the truth about the football club from top to bottom. But yet we want to be criticised. Get real. This is social media nowadays. This is the sort of thing that happens. And as far as I'm concerned, Aftv, whether it's Redman TV, Red Devils TV, Spurs, Chelsea TV, or whatever TV channels, they're here to stay, and they're here to stay for life. So get used to it. On Tuesday night, the North Londoners got off to a terrible start as Gabriel Jesus opened the scoring after just 3 minutes, and Pep Guardiola's side dominated possession in the early going against his former assistant's team. The Gunners grew into the game somewhat, and Alexander Lacazette's 31st minute goal made sure they went into half-time level. However, there was no repeat of Arsenal's win last time the sides met in the cup competition. Their victory in the FA Cup semi-final in August as they capitulated in the second half. Alex Renarson made a terrible error from a Riyad Mahrez free kick to make it 2-1. Phil Foden scored a delightful chip over the goalkeeper for the third, and that was offside, though VAR would have likely ruled him offside, and Aymeric Laporte rounded off the scoring for a 4-1 win. But Micah Richards, you cannot be criticising Arsenal Football Club. I am disappointed in your comments, and I think we would like an apology for Christmas. That would be nice. But anyway, such as. So that's all I wanted to say on Micah Richards' criticism of Aftv. If you also disagree or not, then leave your opinions and your thoughts in my comment section below. Smash the thumbs up like button, please. And I'd really appreciate it if you can subscribe to my channel. That's myself and I only, DLG Reppin, Dele London Guna, spelt Reppin, Romeo Echo Papa Indigo November. That's me, DLG Reppin. Please increase my subscribe. Please smash my subscribe button for me, left, right, and centre. I'd really appreciate it. The more I can get for Christmas, that'll be so wonderful. And speaking of subscribers, big up yourself, boss man, Shout out to you for subscribing to the channel, Peace, bless, and peace and love, Thanks for the support, and I'll do my best to bring you and millions of football fans up and down the planet the latest football contents and the latest Arsenal matches, review, previews, and transfer gossip as well, etc. and etc. So do big up yourself, Have a nice Christmas and take care of your children and your grandchildren as well, So a massive shout out to you. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up and say, ladies to the gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, thank you for listening, thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow morning, if not later on tonight, for my preview of the Arsenal v Chelsea Premier League game. A game that we have to try and get a result. We cannot afford another defeat. And this time, Mikel Arteta has got to get things right, especially in that midfield. Anyway, I'm out of here. Like I said, if you've got anything to leave in my comment section, put it in there. Message me your thoughts, your opinion in my comment section below. Please help me by smashing the thumbs up like button, as many as possible for Christmas, and less of the thumbs down. And please help me to subscribe to my channel. That's myself and I, DLG Reppin. Smash the subscribe button abundantly and passionately, left, right, and centre galore. Thank you once again. Peace again, love again, and bless again. If you're in bed or you're staying up, either way, good night, and make sure you do rest well. So, Be nice.